To all Black Americans who are pro-Palestinian, let me give you a little bit of a heads up. There was a person who put out a video criticizing Black Americans, trying to drive a wedge between Black Americans and Palestinians. I want you to understand something, right? So I'm a multiple-time combat veteran. I'm rated at 100% VA compensation. So the VA pays people based on their injuries, and I'm the highest that you can go. I've deployed. I've met CIA guys. I've met FBI guys. Let me ask you some questions. Who benefits? Who benefits if people took that whole video seriously? Who benefited? Let me ask you a question. Who's the person who's having people show up saying you can't hide from genocide at every rally that you're doing? Why was it Black Americans targeted? How come people ain't pointing out that Asian Americans aren't really helping? How come people ain't pointing out that Hispanic Americans, you look at their opinion of Israel, it's much higher than Black Americans. So why are they being targeted? Aren't they in a higher number population than us? And let me ask you a question. What platform was it put on? Oh, TikTok. Why TikTok? Because TikTok, unlike other platforms, is more pro-Palestinian than most others. Okay? So I'm going to just ask you some questions. What platform was it put on? Who was targeted? And what group were they trying to pitch you against? And why now? You could have did this 10 years ago. You could have did it 20 years ago. You could have did it the moment you figured out how to freaking talk. Why now? And let me ask you a question. Have you noticed that whenever I say there's something suspicious, and I don't, and for all the people who haven't watched my content, whenever I say something is suspicious, it turns out to be so. See, I got a little nose for that stuff. And you think about stuff. See, when people do things, it's not so much what they do, it's when they do it. See, a person is liable to be violent, a person is liable to lie, a person is liable to be happy, a person is liable to cry, a person is liable to start laughing. A person is liable to do anything, but it's when they do it that counts. When they do it. Let me ask you a question. When the whole conflict with Israel going into Gaza and taking out a bunch of women and children, why wouldn't this video put out a week after that? When Black Americans largely weren't aware of how bad it was because the IDF was lying. Why now? Nothing about that strikes you as a little bit suspicious? I'm just going to ask you a question. I'm going to just ask you an honest question. If people took that video seriously, and if it didn't fail miserably, because the reaction so far has been that it failed miserably, who benefits? And do you think it was a random video? Really? Really? See, I want you to understand something, right? How the Mossad works and how CIA works. They implant people. You don't think that they have people on this app making videos right now? Do you really think that? If they do, if you think that, then do you think that the timing is suspicious? The timing. I'm not saying what the person is saying. If they said it a week afterwards, it wouldn't be so suspicious. But why now? See? People call me paranoid. People call me this and that, this and that, this and that. No. I just notice things. And maybe you should start paying attention as well.